I was like, oh, who was this clown?
No one really knew him.
And on day one he came in, he said, I'm going to transform the club, I'm going to transform how you think about playing football.
Tony Adams put through by Steve Ball, would you believe it? Pushed out by Bartes, Wilson!
His wife was Arsenal Football Club.
One of the best football managers in the history of football.
In 1987, Arsene Wenger joined AS Monaco at the young age of 37. He may have lacked credentials, but Wenger made up for it with something more powerful.
Arsène, c'était un passionné hors norme.
He was desperate. He was desperate to win stuff and prove himself, and he was in a man with a mission.
And when he revealed his mission, it wasn't what anyone imagined.
I had never ever seen anyone prepare training like he did. He was in there hours before and everything was absolutely meticulous.
And it was just so, it was mind-blowing really, the difference of how they approached the game.
And then there's two masseurs afterwards. If you had a massage in this country, you're a wuss.
But his off-the-pitch methods was only the start of the revolution.
The DNA of the team, technical football, great skill, movement.
He knew exactly what he wanted from his team and the preparation was second to none.
It is an intimidating aspect of the job for a young coach to come into, and he just took it in his stride. You know, he knew what he wanted to get out of the players.
In his debut season, Wenger helped Monaco win their first league title in 6 years.
First season we won the league, playing some great football. I learned so much about the training and looking after your body.
He was ahead. He was ahead. Complete football was about mind, the body, looking after yourself, the warm downs, the stretching.
It changed everything,
everything.
didn't it?
But behind all the coaching, Wenger held a skill even more powerful.
Arsene had just brought this really young, raw African, George Weah, into the club.
Absolutely overweight.
And he kept telling me, George, you're a good player, you know, you just need to work hard. You're going to be one of the best players in the world.
6 years later, George Weah was crowned World Player of the Year.
Great manager, and he was very good at spotting talent.
Spotting talent was one thing. What Wenger did after was even more important.
He took care of me like a son. You know, and I couldn't believe it.
He monitored everything I do in Monaco. He made me a good man.
I could break my knee, my face, my hand for him, just to win a game.
He brought me from the academy when I was 17. He was supporting me all the time.
A father figure for me.
Wenger was on his way to becoming a managerial icon. Yet for all his skills, something far bigger was about to end his journey in France.
Monaco were twice runners-up behind Olympique Marseille, the guilty team in the worst corruption scandal to hit French football.
This is a Marseille team that were found guilty of match fixing.
And I remember I did a few interviews back in days pointing the corruption, you know, from Marseille and the lack of justice, you know, in my country about that. What was terrible is that he knew that he was working against the odds.
What is absolutely unbelievable, it didn't stop my belief in human beings.
This was betrayal, and Wenger had to get out. But where he moved to shocked everyone.
I want to do something completely different. I need a pause in my life and to think about where I want to go in my life. A way to move away from Europe. I felt I needed that. Very, very difficult because you feel very, very isolated. Couldn't correspond with anybody because they couldn't speak the language. So you're much on your own, you cannot escape, you have no friends, nobody.
But behind this lonely move, Wenger was searching for something.
I learned to calm down, to respect, you know, and I'm a very passionate guy. When if I lose my head, I become completely crazy.
But in that calm, Wenger found something else.
Wenger's system was not born in France, I think it was born in Japan, because he was given complete freedom.
And soon that style began to deliver.
He took a team which was virtually bottom of the league and they won the Emperor's Cup and they were moving up really well.
But just as Wenger was finding peace, one phone call changed everything.
I met him about 11 years ago and I just felt that he was a prospect for the future.
On the 22nd of September 1996, Wenger moved from Nagoya Grampus to Arsenal Football Club.
The players were searching around to find out who Arsene Wenger was, not very well known.
The day we actually was unveiled at the press conference, the headlines was Arsene Who.
You see, it's me to prove that I have qualities, and if I do well here,
people will recognize me.
Surely if he's any good, wouldn't he be managing in Spain or Italy?
Arsene Wenger's been in Japan for a year. He doesn't know anything about English football.
Hang on a minute, don't they know who the guy is?
Then you meet him, he turns up, he's such a wonderful human being.
And on day one he came in, he said, I'm going to transform the club, I'm going to transform how you think about playing football. He changed the diet, he changed the supplements that we're taking, potions, and we didn't know what was in them, but we trusted Arsene.
Nothing was ever forced on you, but you just accepted that he was trying to improve you.
And he was ahead of so many managers in terms of diets, psychology, things like this.
He took the drink out of the players' lounge.
I mean, there was a drinking culture at the club. Let's be very clear about it.
He learnt a lot about the illness through his parents, who owned a pub.
Today, the players are more conscious than ever before about what they eat.
He was so far ahead of his time, it was scary.
Since the boss has come, football's been so enjoyable. And
Wenger brought revolutionary ideas to the Premier League, but his secret weapon would actually take place on the training pitch.
When Wenger came in, he told us to play with freedom. Be free in your minds. Express yourself.
So the training we were doing, to the training we started doing with Arsene was all new, and within a week the lads couldn't wait to get into training.
Bergkamp, certainly life in him.
He changed a lot in a positive way and helped, of course, to get rid of that boring Arsenal name.
Anelka! Oh, that's a great goal!
He lets you play. He lets you do what you're good at.
If it's too much drilled, creativity level drops.
Over Mars, maybe this time, yes!
The belief started to come into the team. You know now we have won it.
Tony Adams put through by Steve Ball, would you believe it?
What an extraordinary way to win the title. And this is a very special team managed by a very special man.
In his first full season, Wenger dethroned Manchester United to win a prestigious double. But he was soon about to find out how hard it was to keep the Red Devils down.
I was looking at rear mirror to see who's behind you. Arsenal were catching us up.
We're going to try and win everything again this year. We've got 4 possible trophies to win.
And when you see someone come up behind you, you accelerate.
You knew that they were becoming a threat.
How did Ferguson react? Well, obviously, by pulling off one of the greatest achievements English football has ever seen.
Well left by York, fed by Cole. Back to Andy Cole from Dwight York. Fantastic goal for Manchester United.
Started to step up the training performances, and we went this amazing run. You know, it was marvellous.
And Dwight York, goal for Manchester United. But to strike it, oh, it's hit the post, and now it hits the back of the net from Andy Cole.
No matter what we were doing, yeah, they would do something better.
Dixon, who comes back at him. It's a wonderful run from Giggs.
Accepted that challenge and did something about it.
In the 98-99 season, United trumped Arsenal's double. As they won an unprecedented treble, Wenger's team would go trophyless for the next 3 seasons. But during this drought, Arsene Wenger was quietly building his response.
And in the summer of 1999, their dazzling squad was strengthened by the signing of Thierry Henry.
He had access to a market of players and a knowledge of it that no other manager, not even Alex Ferguson, had, and that was the French market.
But it wasn't just French players that Wenger brought in.
Possibly the most controversial signing of the whole summer came when Sol Campbell took a walk to join Arsenal from neighbours Spurs.
I felt that he's a very ambitious guy.
You know, Arsene did well. He collected all these great players. He learnt a lot from Japan, for sure, Arsene. So I love that Zen kind of thing. Reduce the madness and just kind of focus.
Arsene was very clever in the way he speaks to people. He was letting the players do what they have to do.
Oh, that's magnificent! From Thierry Henry.
Under his mentor's guidance, the young Frenchman developed from a stylish winger into a superb goalscorer.
We worked on him on some specific runs and finishing.
But from this point on, I think we can, in 2 years, be as good as Manchester United.
There, but Henry makes the most of it.
Yeah, very human. He loved to talk with the players. It was easy because he said, yeah, you are free.
That is an outstanding goal.
In the penultimate game of the season, Arsenal travelled to Old Trafford, needing a win to secure the title.
A point at Old Trafford tonight will give Arsenal their second league and FA Cup double in 4 years.
It's Freddie Youngberg again, pushed out by Bartes. Wilton! Oh! Arsenal have scored yet again in the
final whistle blows, and Arsenal Arsene Wenger completes a league and FA Cup double for the second time.
Wenger secured yet another league and FA Cup double, yet somehow it was about to get even better.
I set them a target, and that was to win the championship without losing a game.
Thinking that we will go through the season unbeaten was something that don't even cross our mind.
But we went into every game like, how many are we going to get today? And that was just a mindset that was filtered down from Arsene Wenger. He gave us a lot of belief.
Oh, what a shot! It's a fabulous goal from Robert Pires.
If you have a good feeling in the dressing room, yeah, and believe me, in the dressing room the feeling was perfect.
Henri, long way out. Oh, it's flushed in.
That period of time where everything happened in slow motion.
And the one team when I was going into games affected me psychologically.
Sidestepping one, sidestepping two. That is brilliant.
It was literally football from a different planet. Bringing players together with different qualities.
The squad he built could really compete with everybody.
Electrifying. Electrifying.
By matchday 35, Arsenal had already secured the Premier League, but the job wasn't done yet.
Now I want you to become immortal.
Magic ball from Bergkamp to Patrick Vieira! Make a note of the date. May the 15th, 2004. History has been made. One of the greatest achievements since English football began. Arsenal have gone through an entire league campaign without losing.
It's very important to say thank you Arsene Wenger, because he built this team. He bought great players.
We managed to keep winning. The mentality of the team was unbelievable. Huge credit must go down to the manager.
What was my dream in my life is to play a whole season unbeaten. That is unique.
Wenger and Arsenal were on top of the world, and the move to a new stadium was a sign of even bigger things to come. The Emirates promised global dominance, but the reality was far from it.
Arsenal are looking to the future and to a new stadium.
Their new home, the Emirates Stadium, boasted a capacity of just over 60,000, making it the second largest in the Premier League.
When you get told moving to a new stadium is going to be beneficial for the future of Arsenal Football Club, it's going to make you a European superpower.
And we were going to take on something like 450 million of debt, which we didn't have. So we had to take money up from the Emirates and from Nike, which drained us for future years.
The first 5-6 years were very delicate because we had to pay back our debt.
But leaving Highbury wasn't the only goodbye for Wenger.
How difficult was it that day and the period before then to leave Arsenal Football Club?
It was really hard. I said it so many times, I cried when I left Arsenal.
I wasn't thinking about leaving at all. The club really didn't fight or didn't really ask me to stay. I wanted the club to say, no, we don't want you to go, I want you to stay.
Put it this way, when they accept the offer for you, that says enough, there's enough there.
Why did you leave? You've come through the ranks at Arsenal.
It was just due to the fact that I just felt not valued.
Even when you perform at the level of the others, you don't get the contract, do you?
Yeah, no, you don't.
Sometimes it happens, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Why did that team that was invincible, why did it not kick on? Why did it not become a dynasty?
I think the stadium, money wasn't available. In 2 years, we nearly lost the Invincible team.
Arsenal's vice-chairman David Dean, the man who recruited Arsene Wenger, left citing irreconcilable differences with the rest of the board.
The last year of my tenure at Arsenal was not pleasant, but I was only ever acting in the best interest of the club. I wanted to make sure the club had the most solid foundation that it could. Don't forget, these are the days when we had Roman Abramovich who came in, splashing the cash at Chelsea. You know, I could see the way the game was going.
I was for a while really disturbed. I was torn in between going as well.
Chelsea getting stronger, we're losing players, key players.
I've got sympathy for Arsenal, and I think Arsene Wenger's done an incredible job with that net spend. Where I've got less sympathy is the type of players that have been signed.
Really, that move to the new stadium's kind of met with our decline.
With limited funds, Wenger knew he had to adapt, but these limits sparked creativity, and Wenger was about to surprise the league again.
Fabregas, worth a shot, surely! Oh! Dynamite! Absolute dynamite!
Says Fabregas. He changed the mentality of Arsene Wenger. He started to think that he had to build the team around Cesc Fabregas.
The way he took me under his wing and protected me, made me grow.
Okay, we lost a superstar, but let's as well a good opportunity to show how good we are. You think the best way to win is to play football where everybody expresses his talent.
But this free-flowing football came at a painful cost.
Now the referee saw that.
I think everybody was a little bit afraid about the tackle he received, you know.
And this is very nasty. I'm told the injury is so disturbing, we cannot show pictures of it. Gallas is in a state of disbelief. It's as if they have lost the Premier League title.
This guy should never play football again. To stop Arsenal, you have to kick Arsenal, and that kind of thing was waiting to happen, you know.
Sadly for Wenger, the trophy drought would continue for another 6 seasons, as star players left to go elsewhere.
Some owners, both clubs, came in at the time where there was no financial fair play, and they bought my players.
But it was really hard because Arsenal gave me so much, and I felt so loved.
At crucial moments you have to make tough decisions, and it was a very tough decision.
Wenger, though, bounced back to become the greatest FA Cup manager in history, but not even this could protect him from what happened next.
Arsenal 1, Bayern Munich 5. That's the story of the night. Charlie, where does Arsene Wenger go from here?
You can tell, Jeff, now it's broken. The team is broken.
We want Wenger out. Say we want Wenger out.
Progression is Wenger out.
Time to go.
Whatever,
it's
man.
time to go now.
Whatever.
We can't keep...
It's the end of an era for Arsenal and English soccer. Arsene Wenger stepping down as manager of the London club after almost 22 years in charge.
I could have gone to the French national team, the English national team twice or 3 times even. I could have gone twice to Real Madrid, could have gone to Juventus, to Paris Saint-Germain, even to Man United.
He was involved in a training camp, in a stadium, in building the team, changing players, buying players, selling players. He was everywhere. Private life was not part of his life. He was only focused on Arsenal. He was married to the club. Yeah. His wife was Arsenal Football Club.
The fact that he managed to get the club for 20 successive years in the Champions League was quite remarkable on a very, very thin budget.
But I think in time people will realise, and I think also Arsenal fans will realise, you know, the quality he brought at the time.
I think the biggest thing is that it certainly made Arsenal a bigger global club.
And that's where his legacy stands for me. How the club now is viewed around the world, and that has no price.
There's 2 important things in life: the day you were born and the day you know why. And to me it looked obvious that the why is football. It's funny because it's Arsene and Arsenal, you know, it looks like my destiny. From the first day I walked in this club, I always felt some special attachment.
I'm not sure they'll ever get a manager like that. Who are they going to get that can keep that club the way they are, the way they've been for the last 20 years?